Sunday, October 19th, 9:56 a.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. Going to do a review, broad market futures, as well as the economic situation occurring in the United States. So first, we'll go over the economics. This month of October 29th, Wednesday, October 29th, the Federal Reserve has the FOMC meeting, their vote to either leave the short-term interest rates alone or change them. They also have one more after this, which is the December one. So two left before the end of the year. What's your bias? What do you want them to do? Well, here, there's a biased opinion. For the October event, speculators right now reflect 99% chance probability they will lower rates. And then there's the 1% down here that's a contrarian. I think it would be even lower. For the month of December, which is scheduled again Wednesday, December 10th, speculators are saying 94% chance for that period of time they were lower rates. And the contrarians are 6%. They could be lowering even more. And then this really 0.1% are even speculating it'd be a larger decrease. Which one you putting your money on? Let's go over to the U.S. Treasuries. So for this month of October, don't know if you refinanced anything or made a purchase that you used a credit and took a loan. But we're looking here at the U.S. Treasuries as the close of Friday. The first column on the left under the months, the 1 month closed at 4.18. Yep, buy a 1 month U.S. Treasury financial instrument, and that's what you earned for that 1 month. Going over here to the 6 months, Friday, 3.79. Earning less for those month-to-month. Go right to the 1 year, right here. 3.56 for the 1 year. Take it up a notch to the 10 year, 4.02. And for the 30 year, 4.60. Yeah, so they all are below 5%. You could trade these. You could invest in them. You go directly through the source, U.S. Treasury Department, participates in the auction. Or you go to your financial institution like your bank and pay a fee, front end or back end, however they work it. I recommend go straight to U.S. Treasury and create an account. There's a learning curve. There's people there to help you. Let's go to the more depressing news. Show you how government of the branch, legislative branch, and the executive branch, that is the Congress and the president, what they've been up to this year. Year to date, they have spent over $7 trillion. Over $7 trillion. Again, Congress, legislative, president, the executive branch, both controlled by a majority of one party. So comparing this compared to the prior year to date, of the prior knucklehead administration compared to the current administration, they had raised the debt, spending less. Yep, it was 6.73 trillion versus the current knuckleheads are doing worse on spending money, not reducing spending. Yeah. So currently, the increase of the current administration is 4%. 4% might be, to you, not a big percentage. Well, again, that's $7 trillion is being spent. More money, not in the best return on investment. To add fuel to fire, the U.S. debt is record high, over $37 trillion. I've shared last month and the prior month, We just recently, was it less than 90 days, less than 70 days, give or take, we had just reached 37 trillion. Yeah. Less than a year, less than 6 months, less than 4 months. This current administration almost has added another $1 trillion. So we're almost at $38 trillion. The word is degenerates on both sides. They are not far apart. They're both spending more, past and present, and they're both raising the debt more. We only pay interest on the debt. Bankruptcies. All of the information I'm sharing you is the official data release from the federal government that the financial institutions use also, universities also use. It's free information. And it's sourced, so you can check and verify the numbers on your own. Bankruptcies. Year to date, businesses, 23,000 plus, more than the past several years. That's terrible. Non-businesses, over 519,000, much worse than the prior years. So everything I just showed you factually in the numbers are worse. I'm going to show you additional now on the charts. Because everything I've been showing you, if you relate to, has a correlation to the value of the US dollar, the markets, your buying power. So we'll first go over the broad market, the S&P 500. We're looking here at the futures. They will be open at 6 p.m. New York time. Tonight, the futures. Current month, all-time new high. It's forming a dragonfly candle up there. For the past week, the middle chart, inside candle. So it never took out the high or low of last week. That's suspicious. And the daily chart on the far left. Yep, we finally filled that gap here. Had that huge breakthrough and closed below it. That's bad. We have a big supply zone up here. A lot of sellers were up here in the past. And we went there recently and tested it, and more sellers rejected it. They can't go back down. So we have a swing point here. Hasn't been tested yet. And again, the high of the year up there. So it's a huge consolidation. That's just one financial asset. Let's go on to the next. This is the 10-year US Treasury. Far right monthly, yeah, we broke below the trend line. Currently trading below it. The middle chart, the weekly, we tested and broke below a key swing point right here. Again, the momentum is down. Lower yields, lower interest rate. The Federal Reserves and the daily chart on the far left. Thursday, we tested and broke at that swing point. And Friday, we made a lower low, lower high. There's some buyer stepping in here. So again, I still stand on my same investment, trading bearish the yields, trading bearish the interest rates. I shared several times, that's on my videos for my patrons, what the financial instruments I'm using and the methodology I'm using. Let's go on to the next financial asset. US dollar. The far right monthly. Higher high, higher low. Big wick on the top. Huge consolidation down here after that. Big sell-off for this year. The middle chart for the week, inside candle. Isn't that interesting? We never took out the higher low of the prior week. Wow. Huge consolidation down here. There's the low of the year. There's the swing point on top. And the daily chart. Yep. We had a consolidation up here and reversed trend declining. Federal Reserve and most central banks, aka the United States will call it central, as it's referred to as Federal Reserve, but most nations' central banks call this not central banks. When they lower their yields, it typically weakens their dollar. I am still bearish biased the US dollar. And as well, you can see here on the charts, it's in decline. Less buying power for those paid in US dollars. And the inflation, if your income is not going higher, you also have less buying power. Let's go on to the next, which will be the largest currency inside the US dollar index, currently the euro. Monthly chart, there, red, lower high, lower low. Building good, big consolidation up here of that bullish trend. Weekly chart, green, lower high, lower low. That trend reversal since the high of the year. Here's a key level right there. And a swing point, another key level. Daily chart, a lot of volatility. We did close higher high, higher low on Friday and made a big wick on the top. I shared with you what event is occurring soon. The market knows that, and it will do its manipulation from the consumers, the retail, the institutions. Use caution what you're putting in as an investment between now and the Federal Reserve meeting. Let's go over to commodities. Commodities are priced in the US dollar. First, we'll go to energy, 30 fossil fuels, crude oil the first. And I'll show you some information here that apparently I've been hearing. Again, people putting misinformation because they don't do their fact checked. United States, the materials used for creating electricity, the number one material used is dirty fossil fuel, and it's coal, not crude oil, not natural gas. The dirtiest fossil fuel is coal. It's the cheapest to source, and that's what majority of the electricity is being produced is from coal. I've been hearing people put misinformation in media outlets and podcasts, giving disinformation, misinformation to the viewers. Bunch of degenerates. Free information, you can study it. Department of Energy, they have the data. Crude oil, I am bullish bias. Versus the other ones I told you, I'm bearish bias, trading bearish the yields, trading bearish the dollar. I shared a video earlier today to my Patreon members at key levels on the energy products of crude oil and natural gas. Monthly chart, far right, Red, lower low, lower high. Minor wick down there. Weekly chart. The trend is down, lower high, lower low. Small wick down there, buyer stepping in there. And daily chart, far left. Closed with a bullish pin bar below a key level. Good insight I shared on videos this morning about this whole investment idea I took and doing. Let's go to the next commodity of energy. Natural gas. Monthly chart, red. Higher high, higher low, big wick on the top. The trend reverse, coming off the lows of this year. Trend is up. Weekly chart, yeah. Red, lower low, lower high, big wicks on the bottom and touching and bounced off the trend line. And the daily chart, same thing. We have a trend line. We're testing it right now, green. We already filled the gap here. We have not filled the gap down here yet. Potential reversal here. I already have my Fibonacci and key levels on the upside I'm looking for. Another bullish bias asset that I'm invested in. Natural gas is cleaner than coal. Natural gas is cleaner than crude oil. Natural gas is a fossil fuel. It's still toxic. Go on to the next group of commodities, a category called metals. Gold. I am bullish bias. I've been sharing where I've been buying on the dips. Again, bullish bias on several commodities I showed you. Energy and metals. Buying on the dips. On the lower time frames. That's on my Patreon I've been sharing. So gold on the monthly, all-time new high. Strong run up. Weekly chart, again, higher high, higher low. And daily chart. Friday made that new high. Higher high, higher low, lower low, sorry. Higher high, lower low. Closing back inside the range of that green candle. But for the red candle, probably closing below midpoint there. Interesting. Share you some more insight. The history. One of the biggest assets, financial assets, worldwide is gold. Gold has been used and around longer for investments, buying power, and other usage such as jewelry and industry is gold. Gold has been around longer than currencies. Gold has been around longer than crypto. Typically, in bad economies, people gravitate towards investment in metals such as gold. Commodities are priced in dollars. Typically, when the dollar declines, the value of commodities go higher. Got to take into consideration supply and demand. Yep, as well. Typically, when there's market sell-offs, crypto decline. Let's go on to the next metal, silver. Monthly chart. We broke the high of 2011 here. Finally. So again, this year, new high, and we broke that high. Amazing. Also shared on another video, we broke the high of, I think it was 2008, 45 years it took to get back up there. I've shared them on my charts. On the weekly chart here, middle chart, higher high, high low. And Friday, did make a new high and huge sell-off. Let's open this up and I'll show this here. Take the volume off. Put it for 20 years. Here's the high of 2011 on the left. Horizontal line. We broke it. That was at nearly 45 years it took to get back up there with silver. Amazing history. That was the market high back then. And then it declined and stayed declining for years. Now we tested it and broke it and trading above it. Are you thinking now? Are you thinking later? What you just realized here? Took off like a rocket ship. Don't catch a falling knife. Let's go on to crypto, Bitcoin. Yep, I did say I'm bullish the metals and I'm buying on the dip. Monthly chart. Red made a higher high, lower low. Huge wicks on the top. Huge rejection of sellers up there. Weekly chart. Big reversal. After that prior week of the high, big sell-off. Breaking that. Swing low and closing below it. The momentum is currently down. Another key level. And the daily chart. Yeah. Big sell-off. Breaking this swing point and closing below it. Making a big pin bar. Bullish pin bar. Thank you as always spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.